All right, we're live. Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's Tuesday. You know what that means. It's time for the number one sports podcast in the world. It's time for Sports4U. Live on YouTube. I'm John. That's Mark.
Yeah.
Big Freeze will be on the way. Live on YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for Sports4U podcast on YouTube. Like us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok at Sports4U podcast. Follow me at John Watson 0984 on X, Instagram, and TikTok. Follow Mark on Instagram at Hi I'm Mark 1 on X. Follow Nick on X, Instagram, and TikTok at 99Gorilla. Man, lots to talk about. Tonight, obviously, as we're back, we had no show on Friday because obviously we was getting ready, for we was on out of town. So shout out to Vegas, except for those stupid college kids. But Bella, yeah, it was good to be missed because glad to be back, and we got a lot to talk about as we're getting ready as we react to the first weekend March Madness. The men and the women's side, it was a lot going on in the world, a lot going on in basketball. We're talking about NBA. That's a lot of NFL news that broke just today. That just broke just today. So we're gonna talk about that. But let's get to we had some sad news while we were away from last show. First of all, if you missed any parts of the show, you can always go back and watch them on YouTube. That's where all our replays will be. Make sure you just hit the subscribe button. But we lost a legend last Friday night. What up, 504? Good to see you. We gonna celebrate this man, one of the greatest to ever do it. Obviously, a great fighter, champion, and obviously probably help take part in one of the greatest inventions ever made to mankind.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the one and only Big George Foreman.
Yes.
Passed away Friday night peacefully around his family. Passed away on Friday night at the age of 76. But obviously everybody knows knows the legacy of George Foreman. Whether it's obviously whether it's boxing, you know who George Foreman was. Whether it's making the grills, you knew who George Foreman was.
Facts.
I would know. He was one of them things this weekend. So shout out. By the way, the Heat just destroyed the Golden State Warriors and Jimmy Butler's return to Miami 112-86. No Steph Curry, by the way. George Foreman, obviously former heavyweight champion of the world. We all know about the Rumble in the Jungle. Obviously the infamous Rumble in the Jungle with him and Ali. Obviously, he won the heavyweight championship of the world back in his 40s and 90s. And like I said, known for one of the greatest inventions ever made in the Foreman grill. And I just just want to give a shout out to Hulk Hogan. Thank you for passing on that, because I don't know if it would have been the same. Probably the same love for the Foreman for the Foreman grill if it was the Hogan grill.
Yeah, if it was the Hogan grill, it probably would call people niggas too.
Yeah, it'd be one to grill the blacks.
Yeah, John.
Oh, my bad. But George Foreman was one of the greatest ever. Was one of the greatest fighters. Obviously, I said I saw a picture that circled around Twitter of him, Ken Norton Sr., Larry Holmes, Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali, all together, and Larry Holmes is the only one in that picture still alive. So, want to send love to Big George's family, and hope he has, and may he rest in peace, and let's keep his legacy going forever.
Yes, rest in peace, George Foreman. Prayers to his thoughts and family, and thank you for all your contributions. Man. We really appreciate everything.
Yeah, thank you for the Foreman Grill. Lord knows I've needed it many a days.
Shout out to John who used it this weekend.
That's right. Shout out. The thing was good. I need to get one of them. The timer. The one I got don't have a timer. That one had a timer. That was even better. Over the weekend, as you know, me, like I said, me and Mark weren't here, and Nick weren't here on Friday because we was obviously away. First weekend of March Madness. Stupid college kids. But obviously, the whole college world is in mourning right now. If you weren't watching last night, if you've been under a rock for the last 24 hours, obviously the bad news about USC's sophomore sensation, JuJu Watkins, out for the rest of the tournament with a torn ACL. When we saw the play, now want to rewind to Saturday. She left the game Saturday with an ankle injury. I think she had a wrist injury as well, but she played through it all, and obviously USC just was dominating. But this, yeah, what up, Cody? Said running mild. But then last night during the game against Mississippi State in the round of 32, she was making a drive, and obviously she was going through two defenders, and her knee just buckled the wrong way. And JuJu, as a lot of people says, is an athlete who rarely shows emotion, but when you saw her on the ground and she was in pain and holding her knee and had to be carried off the court, you just knew if something was wrong. We want to send prayers to JuJu. Like Fine said, Bella said, wish her a speedy recovery. Boy, this is where the hate comes. Nah, bro, JD5's mama put the JuJu on his. What up, Noodle?
His wordplay is crazy.
That's crazy. So y'all obviously, look, if y'all saw the video that went viral over the weekend, Jaden Daniels, the reigning offensive rookie of the year for the Washington Commanders, of course, is a SoCal native, grew up in San Bernardino, California, and he was actually in attendance at the game Saturday, and then as the round of 32 continued, he stayed around and watched the game with JuJu Watkins. They were sitting courtside. I mean, they were courtside. They were sitting in the seats, in the stands, and they was vibing. And then there's this infamous video of Jaden Daniels' mother, who was also his agent, saying, "Okay."
Who also has been known to fuck the Arizona State.
Yeah. Said, "I'm going to sit next to my son. Yeah, you sit over here."
Mm-hmm. So the truth comes out as what, John?
Now everybody, believe that the basketball gods, some people that make the basketball gods put that Jane Daniels mama put the voodoo on JuJu, which I don't believe, but still, man, it's funny. As Mark said, sometimes the truth is not as funny as not, and that's what everyone's going to go with. But look, the most important thing is let's get JuJu right.
Yeah.
For next year, so she can get back. I think the real question is going to be, does she try to come back for her junior year? I personally think I think she's probably going to redshirt and then eventually come back for her senior year, and then I should be going to the WNBA draft by then. And joining the show now from the H himself, the one and only Nick Free. What up?
What up? What up?
Nick, we were just talking about your girl, man. You are a resident USC fan. Give me a reaction, man, when you saw what happened with JuJu. You hit the chat first because I hadn't seen it. But chat first with the news, and then I went back and saw the replay, and I'm like, no. So it was a Trojan.
Man,
give me a reaction.
Man, hey, hold on, man. Let me drink some water for JuJu real fast.
Product placement.
I know, right? Nah, man. When it happened, the way she when she hit the ground and grabbed her knee, I knew it was a wrap. I'm like, nah. It wasn't like how it was when she got hurt in the last game, where it was like something she got hurt and she was able to like walk it off a little bit. But when I seen that and then she had to get picked up, I said, nah, there's no way she's coming back from this. This is a bad injury. And it sucks because it's kind of like what happened with Paige when she got hurt.
Right.
It's very similar. You on top of the world, you going on a good run, and then something like that happens. And it sucks because she was having such a great run this year. USC was one of the favorites to win the whole tournament. Me being biased, I think we would have won, but I know that we had there was some tough roads ahead for sure. It wasn't gonna be no easy way. So, for now, the best thing that what up, Sam? These other stars on the team, they're like kind of sat back and like kind of like at times they look like, okay, we're just gonna let JuJu carry us for a while. It's time for them to step up. Yeah. And the first thing I put in the chat is I need Kiki or Kennedy to step up. And who the hell stepped up? Kiki stepped all the way up.
And I'm gonna say this. I'm glad you said that because I know people are really forgetting what Kiki Airfan is. I watched this girl last year when she's a local girl from LA too. I think she's from the Valley, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she is.
She went to Stanford, and I watched her last year when she was teenage with Cameron Brink do this same exact thing last year in around the 32 for Stanford. I think she had another 36 last year in the game. I forgot who they played. It was a good game though. They played last year. She played last year, and then obviously she decided to come back home to play for the home squad. And let's not act like she's not going to be the number 2 pick in this draft. I mean, this girl ain't top liver now. This girl can ball, and she clearly stepped up big time. And they're gonna need her if they're gonna have any chance of trying to get past UConn in the Elite Eight. Obviously, they'll get K-State in the Sweet 16 Saturday night, and then the rematch of the Elite Eight last year within the UConn. So I'm looking forward to what happens.
If we can get past UConn, I think that'll definitely give us action as far as confidence for the team. But it's going to be a tough out because not like that. We seen what happened. JuJu had a hell of a game last time she played against UConn, and she was a big reason as to why we had won. So not only are from UConn, they want revenge, but shit, Paige wants some revenge too. Paige ain't like you said. Paige ain't no chopped liver either. She's gonna be fucking number 1 overall.
Exactly.
Now that JuJu, they got UConn as a favorite to win a championship.
They should be definitely the favorites to win. The road for them just got a lot easier with JuJu being hurt. Yes. Yeah. What up, Christy? It just sucks, man. You hate to see a player get hurt. But, the dope thing about all this is that if I'm her, I'm looking at online, and I think if she didn't realize how much of a star she was beforehand, she should know now, for sure. Because I've seen about a good, I've seen a small percentage of hate. I've probably seen like 1 or 2 comments, but overall, I've been seeing a lot of prank because a lot of people know that shit. Juju, once Juju gets to the league, like we've been saying since last year, she's a WNBA Michael Jordan right now. So
Yep.
the game of basketball is for the women's division is definitely more exciting when she's playing. It sucks that she's not gonna be in the tournament because of not because of not losing because she didn't lose the game, but because of injury. So that always sucks. But shout out to her and her family. They'll get through this. She'll be back next year. And hey, all I gotta say is beware next year.
So my question to you, Nick, if you're a JuJu, do you redshirt the whole year or you try to come back? Obviously, the earliest you'll probably be back will be sometime when conference play start in end of December, early January of 26. Or do you take that red shirt, or should you take a red shirt here? If you was
take a red shirt. But it also depends on how fast she develops. I mean, she develops how fast she recovers from her injury. But even if she does do like a speedy recovery, I wouldn't even risk it because at the end of the day, she doesn't have to prove nothing to nobody.
Mm-mm.
No matter what year that she gets drafted, there's about a 99.9% chance she'll be number one overall. Somebody has to come along and have them do something crazy to switch that up.
Yeah, she's no matter where she's at, she's gonna be number one.
Mm-hmm.
And then
in a perfect world, that would happen.
She's gonna be the new frozen envelope.
I do think she should reach her red shirt. Let Kennedy develop. I think they got a couple of good recruits coming in next year.
Yes, they do.
Develop, you know what I'm saying? Let them develop. Let them learn how to win and lose without her. So I think that's a championship year for them.
I can't say it any better. So let's just pray that she gets right and that she's able to come back and be the superstar we all know that she is.
Because if you got to think about it like this, Kennedy's a freshman right now, right? So if she redshirts next year, she'll basically redshirt Kennedy's whole sophomore year. Kennedy can learn to be the number one option if they don't end up bringing somebody else in, or at the very least she stays where she got the number two option, and she gets better. And then by the time it's senior year for JuJu, it's gonna be junior year for her, and now all of a sudden you got it's like having Cheryl Miller and what you call all over again.
Nah, they're gonna be a red shirt. She'll be a red shirt junior when she comes back.
Yeah, so she can take the state for 2 more years if she wants to, but she's not.
So so when she come back, if everything stay on focus, Kennedy stay healthy, they both when she come back.
That is true. You're absolutely right. That would be crazy.
Yeah. We are 48 hours away from opening day in baseball.
Hello.
Baseball is back. Let's look at what we got here on our schedule, opening day schedule.
Fuck the MLB though.
Well, obviously, Nick, looking to see who your squad plays opening day. Your Angels are in Chicago and are heading to the South Side to play the White Sox. Mark, your Braves are heading to the 619 to face the Padres. While mine
and the dot. You want to take the D?
Yo, you good?
Well, who y'all? They got what it said out there. LA versus the D.
Yo, you good? You good?
Oh, Mark, ain't that what it say? D versus LA.
I can read, Nick. But I'm just asking, are you good?
That's a fancy D.
Chris said her playing with 2 bats.
Hey, that's funny. That's funny as fuck.
Man, it's fancy D as well. But the Dodgers open up the season.
Oh shit!
That's some sick freaks, dog. It's
hey,
with the Detroit.
That was funny.
I think we see Jack Flaherty get the opening day start for the Tigers. We're gonna start Blake Snell. But how we feel about our squads individually for the opening day? I'll start with you, Nick. How you feeling about your
Man, the Angels fucking suck. Shit, we fucking terrible. We upgraded our roster and spots, but I don't expect too much from us this year. This is what I expect from us. If we want to eventually build something, you got to start somewhere. It has to start eventually. Let it start this year. Let this be the year of, okay, we got these young guys over here. We upgraded a couple of spots. Let's see what we can do. If we can get ourselves to not having an absolutely terrible record, if we could somewhere be hovering around 500 at the end of the season, I consider that a win for me. I'm not expecting too much, so I expect us. I think we're going through a rebuild-ish type of thing because it's not. I like some of the moves that we made. You can tell that we're trying to get some young talent over there to do something. If Mike Trout is healthy, which is highly likely not to happen, but if we were smart, I'm calling it right now, John. If Mike Trout is healthy around close to the trade deadline, he's not going to be an Angel after the trade deadline.
He shouldn't be.
No, he shouldn't be. We should get rid of him. I don't care if he goes somewhere and has a revamp of his career. More power. I have nothing against Mike Trout. As an Angel fan, the only thing he wishes is that he was healthy. That's the only thing you should wish, because this dude was a baseball god for us for years. And we did him wrong. We did him this service by building a bunch of terrible teams around him. We never had no bullpen. We never had nothing. It was just him. And then we got lucky by getting Ohtani and let his ass leave, which we should have traded too.
Yep.
That is stupid. Imagine we would have traded both of them last year.
Oh, yep.
Bro, we would have been set up for the next 10 years.
Y'all have been like OKC Thunder.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we should have did. We should have just blew the team up. Why not get rid of all our best? Because we can't get rid of Anthony Rendon because his contract is freaking terrible. One of the worst damn contracts in the history of sports.
Oh shit! Somebody wants to see this.
Wow. Well, yeah, man. I don't expect too much from us, John. I ain't gonna lie to you.
What about you, Mark? How you feeling about the Braves this year?
I'm kind of on the fence about him. I think we're gonna have a good year. Playoffs, hopefully. I still think that we are on, and I think we need maybe one more back to be really a contender.
Y'all need Ohtani.
Huh?
Y'all needed Ohtani.
We could use my shot, but yeah. I think we should be all right. We should be contenders.
That's crazy.
As far as the Dodgers, I hate us if you want us. Hate if you want. We're the champs. Go repeat. I'm gonna make it simply clear. Let's go repeat. Let's go back to back. We haven't had back-to-back World Series champions since the freaking Yankees. Let that sink in. The Yankees were the last back-to-back World Series champions. Now back in the 2000s. No. We gotta break that cycle for real. ASAP. And I wanted to be this year because we got the loaded up and talent pitching wise. I can all the moves we made. Now it's time to see if we can put it together on the field and see if it's going to pay off. And for us to go back to back for the first time since the Yankees did in the 2000 since 99 2000. We had a back to back champion in baseball in 25 years.
Since Cash Money took over?
Pretty much. Since Cash Money robbed the music team for no reason, or when Nelly got St. Louis.
You can find
Hey, relax.
There you go.
What? We like that song.
Okay, yeah, I have to make sure.
No, he gonna talk. He nigga talk the fact. He hates us. He was like, that song was trash.
Man, that nigga don't like nothing that ain't from out there.
He said Air Force. I was like, yeah, we play Air Force One. We play Air Force Ones. I get.
Nigga. Oh yeah, that shit was funny. And that nigga fat said you was from California. You better get the fuck out of my face.
Hey, yo, Mo, you good?
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
What, the breast milk Doritos?
Yo, you good?
That motherfucker's probably fire. Excuse me?
Yo, what?
Huh? Hey, John.
But
Go ahead, John.
We got the odds here for the World Series. All right.
Let me guess. The Dodgers are a part of it.
The Dodgers are the favorites to win the World Series at plus 240. Then it's Mark's Braves. Then it's the Yankees. Then it's the Phillies. Then the Mets. Then the Orioles. Then the Red Sox and the Astros round out the top 10. By the way, Nick, if you want to put a long shot on the Angels, they're plus 25,000.
Bro, hey, imagine I put a dollar up on that and they actually win. That should be crazy.
It really would. It really would.
That should be crazy.
But those are the odds for the World Series. Opening day Thursday. I don't know. Obviously, even though the Dodgers they did have their opening day in Tokyo, but traditional opening day.
You said they had the opening day in the Toji homes?
Tokyo.
Oh.
Yo, you good?
What happened?
You all right, man?
John, nobody heard that. That's hate.
All right. So next, we just watched Hola, ¿Cómo están ustedes, Lay?
What up? What up, Lay?
What up, Lay?
John, you just said what up twice?
Yeah. Well, I said it in English and I said it in Spanish.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nope. That nigga shooting for three.
Are you good? That's what we're doing right now?
You can find me the same way.
Must be a company thing.
Yo, get out of here, Nick.
My bad, Mark.
Yo,
that's a definitely if you know, you know. That was hilarious.
That's crazy.
Y'all watch the Padres on Sunday. They'll be on ESPN. I have a crazy sign for Tatis. Hey, Tig, you gotta relax, bro. Relax.
Wait, what? Hey, hold on. Let me see what Tig said.
Dog.
Air CNC is crazy.
Tig, you gotta relax, bro.
Hey, that's a crypt division.
Yo, y'all good? Kenzie, what up, man?
Kenzie, what up? What help you feeling better, man?
Yeah, same here. Jimmy Butler made his return back to South Beach tonight, and the Heat said, "We don't miss you." What's that? Shout out to homegirl Erica. Shout out to Wrestle Faith in the building. What up, Erica? Washington State in the house.
For the Cougars?
Yeah, Washington State is the Cougars. Yo, you good? Yo, you good, man?
My bad.
All right.
My bad.
All right.
I'm tripping. My bad. That was my bad.
All right.
I'm trying to do better.
Get right, Kenzie. I know you. Get right, Kenzie. Jimmy Butler, as I just stated, made his return to South Beach tonight. The Heat just curve stomped the Golden State Warriors tonight, 112-86. No Steph Curry, who's out. You know, took a hard fall the other night, and he's not playing. But Jimmy Butler obviously did an interview with Mark.
BBW.
There you good?
What happened, Mark? I wasn't my fool. You didn't do an interview with me.
No, Mark J. Spears.
Oh,
from ESPN. He did an interview with him, and the subject of heat culture came up. So this is what Jimmy Butler said. I'm not saying it's a bad saying it in a bad way, but I think it's a little bit overused talking about heat culture. To provide more context, this is what the whole quote Butler said. I'm not saying in a bad way, but I think it's a little bit overused talking about the heat culture. Is it a great organization? But I think in large part of the culture, you get guys that buy into a winning mindset. You get some guys that buy in, you get some really good players, and you get the opportunity to talk about heat culture a little bit more. I'm not saying it to talk down or anything, but I think whenever you have really good players, you can name it whatever you want to name it.
That's kind of crazy.
Is he wrong though?
He's not wrong in what he's saying, but I just don't like it because when he was there, he was heat culture. And now, because you left, that's like breaking up with your ex and on bad terms. Now you just talking shit about that person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And which made me to my next quote. Taylor Rooks, shout out.
Oh, they be lying when they talk to you. They can't talk to baddies.
But she was doing the sideline for the game on TNT and was asked Jimmy about what would happen what was his thoughts about Pat Riley. And he said this: I have nothing to say to Pat, and Pat better not have nothing to say to me.
Sounds like bitter exes, that's all. If you ask me, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like they're just bitter exes. Can't, they both got their feelings involved and they can't get over each other.
I don't know what look, Jimmy Butler's now he's now in Golden State, and Nick's back now.
You said about Nick's back?
No, I said Nick is back now. You're chill, dude.
All right, my bad.
Yeah, something wrong with dude.
Hey, John. This nigga Sabonis. This nigga's a buster. This nigga's a straight buster.
What he costing you already?
No. The game just started, and his line for assist was 6.5. Motherfucker ain't got that many assists in a long time, right? Nigga gets 4 in the first. Nigga get 4 in the first quarter.
Wow, ain't that something?
Yep. It's all good.
Did Jimmy ever talk about heat culture while he was there though?
No.
I don't know if he did, but I know when he was there and heat culture was brought up, he wouldn't talk bad about it.
No.
Say what the thing is heat culture.
I think that Jimmy Butler had a problem with one person, and that person was Pat Riley.
It's this person right here.
I think you might have read it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the quote. This from Taylor Rooks, we said at post games. Kinsey said, it sounded like Jimmy tried to get the Heat number, and then when the Heat turned him down, Jimmy I don't want that ugly B word anyway. Yeah.
Nah, it wasn't that. It was definitely the same factor that's been going on for over 20 years. The same person.
Yeah. I think both of them was wrong, and I think I really don't like Pat Riley is stuck in his ways. He's stuck in how he did things going back to the Knicks, dog. I love Pat, but I think the game might have moved past Pat.
Just celebrated his 80th birthday.
Yeah, like you're not, what I'm saying?
That nigga's only 80?
From yeah, he just turned 80 last week. He just turned 80 last week.
I thought that nigga was 81.
Damn.
Yo, you all right, man?
Nah, he wasn't that old. I thought he was older than 80 though. I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't know he was only this year. That's dope though. He's 80 years old, but I thought he was older than that.
Now he just turned 80. I saw a lot of former like James Worthy, Byron, all the rest.
Brian don't mess with Pat either, right? Nah.
No.
Man, there was at a point D Wade wasn't messing with him, and there was a point D Wade wasn't messing with him either. After he left to go to Chicago, only reason that things mended fences because they got the make peace that when D Wade's agent died. So that was the only time. And then that's pretty much why D Wade came back and retired with the Heat like he's supposed to. Like that's Dwayne Wade. I don't care what anyone says. Going back to no, Kenzie, no.
Who going back to the Lakers?
No. If Pat Riley, he's gonna come back there later, right? Go right back to his mansion.
Dog, wait.
I think
nigga,
honor, right?
He's getting.
Dog.
I don't know. He is getting honored. I don't remember what is he getting honored for, but yeah. But to me, he deserves. He deserves a statue. I know he ain't coaching at Staples. All his rings were in front, at the Forum. That's still. He's still the greatest. The greatest coach in Lakers history.
Chris
wait, whoa, John, what you just say?
Pat Riley, the greatest coach in Lakers history. We ain't gonna like
Hell yeah.
I said he's better.
Look, if y'all didn't have Phil Jackson, I would agree. Hell no.
Back to the Lakers.
No, he's not going back.
No, he said
why?
Yeah,
Why would he go back to the Lakers? Oh,
okay, I get what King said. A lot of people know he thinks when pretty much how his time ended with LA, and then he ended up with the Knicks.
Man, no. All I know is this: he got easily over almost 40 years worth of shit that's shown that he has been the problem in a lot of the situations he's gotten into.
By the way, did y'all remember? I totally forgot about this. You know, he faxed in his resignation to the Knicks.
What a buster!
When he left to go to Miami, he faxed his resignation to the Knicks. So I'm out.
And then went to
crazy. That's a sucker move.
But I'm still trying to understand, why did he have Jordan's jersey retired?
Because that was Pat Riley's idea. That is, look, I want to put this out there. See, Mark, you got me started. I don't want to hear nobody talk about how people be glazing LeBron, because that right there is the most glazing thing in the history of mankind. You retired a nigga's number who never played for your franchise.
And beat y'all in the playoffs.
Dogged y'all every time he played against y'all, damn near. For what? That is crazy.
I'm still trying to process how did that even. I know someone to say, "Come on, Pat." Pat, that ain't cool, though.
Yeah, that's like getting the trophy. That's like getting the trophy for getting 30,000 points.
Oh, you on a Jordan?
Jordan did that too? Oh, my bad.
You on a Jordan roller day? Okay.
Hey, I was chilling. I was chilling until John brought the name up. I was chilling.
I'm not mad at it because when I get on the other MJ roll, y'all gotta let it fall.
Yeah. And look, and the crazy thing is this: look, ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying nothing that's wrong. I haven't said Jordan. Look, I ain't said nothing about Jordan being trash. I ain't said none of that because it's not true. But dog, like, let's just be real. Like, that is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Now, if the number was retired league wide, understandable. Jordan, like Jordan did. Say what you want about the nigga. The nigga did a lot, and he was a big part of the saving of the saving of basketball. What Larry Bird and Magic did to save it, he just piggybacked off that and took it to another level. So I'm not mad at that. Hell, I'm gonna keep it real. Shit, if they retire a number, I think Magic and Bird number should be retired too. What the hell? They saved the shit out the NBA.
I wouldn't be against it.
Hell yeah, the best players in both of those franchises' history.
Once I get that Patreon up.
Yeah, we gotta do the Patreon.
Oh, we have to talk about that in a second, Big Nick. Shout out Big Nick in the building.
Oh Lord, I'm glad I heard you right.
Yo, what's wrong with you?
Oh boy.
I clearly said Nick with an N.
I know.
Your name.
That's what I said. I'm glad I heard you right.
I thought I didn't hear that. I was about to say, you know what?
No, you try
to get up out of here
and make sure you don't mispronounce his Twitter handle.
Oh no.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Big Nick.
He almost did it again.
No, you can just say the other Nick if you want to.
Just say Nick, dog. I know what you're talking about.
The other Nick's rival. Shout out to Big. Yeah, shout out to them too. But
yeah.
Shout out to the Areolas.
Yeah. Salami slices.
Let's switch over to football since Nick brought this up in the comment section just now. There was a couple of NFL moves made today.
Surprising NFL moves.
Let's start out with the first one that Schefter reported. Russell Wilson is now the quarterback of the New York Giants. And that picture right there is the Giants depth chart going into the 2025 season.
That's not bad. It's better than last year.
Yeah, Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and Tommy Cutlets, aka Tommy DeVito.
It might end up being Shador Sanders too.
Yeah, okay, that Russell Wilson agreed to a 1 year deal, $21 million, about 10.5 guaranteed. They just signed Jameis Winston over the weekend, I think, to a 1 year or 2 year deal for about $8 million guaranteed. And obviously Tommy Cutlets was on a restricted tender, so they just brought him back for the cheap.
For the cheeks?
The cheeks? Rolling back for the cheeks?
I said they might be cheap out
no.
All areolas matter.
No, I ain't gonna say that, Kenzie.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Anyway, let's get your thoughts, Mark. Russell Wilson to the Giants.
That's what's so funny is Will was at the house earlier, and when that news came out, man, that was the most shocking thing that I heard today, dog. Because we were just talking about, we was watching the draft preview, and somebody like literally everybody just said Shador to the Giants. And I was like, I can see that happening. And then here we go. They go get Russell Wilson. That don't stop them from getting Shador, but
yeah.
Now they got Russ, so that's gonna be good.
Are y'all watching Cleveland in Portland?
No, we got OKC Sacramento on TNT. What's going on in Cleveland?
Dog, somebody on Portland number 26. This dude looks just like Zach Randolph when he played there. He got the headband and everything. It is crazy. He looks just like him.
That's Robert Williams, dude. That ain't Robert Williams.
No. He bald-headed like him. It's crazy, John. He looks just like him when he played there. He's just not like, he's not as solid as Zach Randolph is, but he looks just like Zach Randolph.
Okay. Nick, what are your thoughts on Russell Wilson to the Giants?
I was not expecting that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You know something? If the one person who should be happy about these moves, at least at quarterback, should be Malik Neighbors, because he has two guys that if either one of them start, these guys are going to get their main weapon, the quarterback. I mean the football. Malik Neighbors is fast. Guess what Russell Wilson is good at? The deep pass. Is he as good as he was back in the day? No, but he can still do it. Jameis Winston. Jerry Jeudy had his best year as a pro with Jameis Winston as his quarterback. So imagine what Malik Neighbors can do. So that's the one person that if I'm seeing how this is going, I'm like, shit. No matter which quarterback I get, I'm first and foremost, he's good enough no matter who the quarterback is. Anyways, he's gonna be balling. He proved that last year.
That's a fact.
Now he has two quarterbacks who are proven they may not win, especially in Jameis Winston's case. But Jameis Winston is going to get. He has a tendency. He can get like about 500 yards in a game and still lose. If you're a wide receiver, you're loving that.
Yeah, because he's throwing 10 interceptions.
Exactly. But he's gonna talk about you're talking about 6 touchdowns and like 18 interceptions in one game.
No.
But as a receiver, you know he's gonna get you the football. So that's the one thing that can. What'd you say?
Bello just said this.
Nope. Bella crazy. But yeah, I think it's a move that can work surprisingly well.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like earth shattering. It's not gonna make them number one in their division or nothing like that. But they're definitely gonna win more games than they won last year. They're gonna be more competitive than they were last year.
Yeah, I was
so
too.
Yeah.
Because I saw they signed Jameis, and I was like, okay, they signed Jameis first. I was like, okay, they got definitely thinking quarterback. But then when I see today they're signing Russell Wilson on a 1-year deal, and you already got Tommy DeVito there, so you already have 3 quarterbacks already.
They're not going quarterback.
What number is the Giants pick?
3. It's Titans, Browns, Giants, Patriots, and then the Jaguars round out the top 5.
Wait, the Patriots spent the most free agency, and they got the 4th pick.
Yes, and we'll get to them.
Yes, they didn't have nobody to pay. Think about New England. They don't have nobody. They had nobody to give money to.
They're trying to play for second.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, there's no doubt about it. But here's the thing. I think that with the 3rd pick, now, what if they decide not to go quarterback? Because it seems like Cam Ward's going number 1, and Abdul Carter's more than likely going number 2. What if they decide that they're not going to go to Shedeur Sanders route? Now you're in the predict. Now, I don't know about that. I think you go around trading the pick. Trade the pick.
Go ahead, trade.
Trade that pick.
If to me, that what you just said is what I will most likely will do, because they need a lot more. They need a lot. Obviously, Russell Wilson, they need a lot, and you're not going to get all that. In 1 year, they need a lot. Yeah. AC, what up, bro?
They just signed Russell Wilson, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And they got Malik Neighbors, right?
Yes.
Who the other receiver?
Slayton. They just re-signed him.
Gary Slayton.
Yeah, they can get Duke from Arizona.
By the way,
I was thinking that too, but I don't know if they're going to draft him. I don't know if they want to draft a receiver 2 years in a row.
I hope not, because I just saw Broncos had him in the mock draft, and we need a number 2 wide receiver.
I don't think he falls to y'all.
I hope he does.
Now this Travis Hunter will go to New England no matter what.
He going to New England. Hey, no bullshit. They could draft Jensen with that pick.
That would be insane. You draft a running back.
It's possible.
I'm not saying it's not possible, but that is definitely saying, yeah, we definitely effed up not signing.
Hey, look, if you a nigga who played wide receiver in college.
Yeah, the dude who fumbled in the London game. I forgot his name.
In the what game? In the Lickney game?
The London, when they played in London. I forgot what's the dude's name. But yeah, they don't have
his last name is like Tracy or something like that.
Isn't Devin Singletary one of their running backs?
Yeah.
Their running back group is sorry.
What up, 4-3-3?
So look, this is what you do, John. Let's say you draft Jensen. Now you have a running back. You have your number one receiver. Okay, cool. You have veterans up over there now, right? They can go the route of waiting until next year to draft a quarterback. Like Mark said, next year is a better quarterback draft.
Clearly,
yeah.
Because even outside of the guys who are supposed to be the top two guys, there's a lot of other guys, and there's still some people that you never know. Like I know, like prime example, before last year, there's no way in hell you thought Cam Ward would be number one overall pick.
No,
there's always something like that happens. There's always something like that happens, and or a few years even before that, you would have thought Michael Penix would have been drafted top 10 before the season started. You wouldn't have thought that either. So it's always something like that. There's a quarterback that ends up balling throughout the season that some to that extent that came out of nowhere. So it's like this.
I've been doing something.
If they can do that, what they're doing right, they can draft Jensen, keep what they got going right there, use their other picks to work on their offensive line because it's a lot of good offensive linemen in this draft. A lot.
Meat and potatoes draft.
Yep. If you need linemen on either side of the field, this is the draft to get them.
Yeah, Mark.
No, we need linemen.
Hey, look, we need some defensive line. I'm cool with our offensive line. If we get somebody upgrade, I ain't mad at that either. But I think we need defensive linemen. But yeah, that's the way you go about it. Build from the look. If you get the running back, the receiver, and now you got the veterans at quarterback. All right, cool. Now, the defense isn't that bad. The secondary is trash, but their front seven isn't that bad. So you build from there. That's all you do.
I'm with you. My original thing is to trade down, get more picks, and because I do think that whatever they pick in the first round, they go on offense. I believe.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you want to get more weapons for Russell and your future wide receiver, or your future quarterback for the future, or like you say, get a running back. But I believe that if you trade down, you can get it's pretty good first round receivers in this draft.
Absolutely.
So I think you can trade down and still get one of those. But I would like to see them get the receiver from Arizona.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. Nick. Let's talk about since we're talking draft, but we got another big move that happened there. But here's my thoughts on Russell Wilson. 10-year deal. Now, obviously, that currently shows that the Giants maybe they were more leaning towards trying to go veteran as well as drafting maybe Shador, Cam Ward. They really want to go with a veteran.
They don't draft black quarterbacks, man.
Well, now they signed too. The irony. I mean, they had talk. My bad, Mark.
You know what this sounds like, John?
What's that?
This sounds like a guy that doesn't want to get fired.
Currently,
that's what it sounds like.
But obviously, it's improving. Russell Wilson probably gonna be the end of the road for him. So now they have a lot of choices. Choices.
Fuck that song.
A lot of choices. They can, like Nick said, and I think it's gonna be. They need to really consider trading down because their teams are going to be calling them. If Shador Sanders is on the clock at number 3, which we expect, you're going to get called. You're going to get maybe a team that's outside of that top 7 or 10 calling in to try to see what is it going to take, and you just hold a king's ransom to get that pick, and there it goes. I do think more than likely they're going to go offense, like Mark said, maybe go receiver. If Travis Hunter's sitting there, it'd just be too tempting not to draft him. Even though I know Deion's trying to lobby for Shador in New York, but it's just trying to wait and see. So does this mean Nick asks? So does this mean Rodgers is signing with the Steelers? I don't know what this dude is doing.
He's doing mushrooms right now.
I mean, clearly, obviously, the Vikings said that they're good. They're going to ride with J.J. McCarthy. The Steelers now don't have a quarterback. They're not going back. They're not reliving the Mason Rudolph experience again. They have Mason Rudolph already, so they already know what that is. So either you get Aaron Rodgers, or you need to consider mortgaging your franchise to move up to try to get Shedeur Sanders,
or draft Jackson Dart.
Well,
I would hate that, but it is what it is.
I can see that because look, they didn't move up to get Kenny Pickett, so they sit there
Kenny
at like
Pickett's
21,
terrible,
and now he's in Cleveland. They can sit there at 21 and get Jackson Dart if they like him too. So we'll see. Another move that was made today is in Mark's division, the AFC East. His former wide receiver, Stephon Diggs, who was with the Texans last year and season got cut short due to injury, today agreed to sign with the New England Patriots. 3 years, $69 million, 26 guaranteed.
That's a wild contract for somebody just come off an injury.
Coming off a torn ACL at that.
And he's what, 32?
Yeah. 30. He's 32?
He's up there.
I'll check it right now.
Nah. If he's 32, I wouldn't have gave him that contract. I would have gave him a 1 year to see what's going on.
They had to do it. I'm gonna let y'all know on insight. He's 31. He'll be 32 in November. He was close to signing back with Buffalo.
Mm-hmm. I'm not surprised.
So instead of doing that, New England overpaid him to stop him from doing it.
Because clearly, I was listening. I think I was watching Get Up Today or somebody said currently there's two major spots it was Good Morning Football that two spots the Patriots did not address so far in free agency with all that cap space. And that was O-line and wide receiver. Well, now they've addressed the wide receiver part with Stephon Diggs, because I also give him a veteran wide receiver for Drake May.
Yeah.
They got Mac Hollins, they got Kendrick Bourne.
That is the worst wide receiver room in football before Stephon Diggs got there.
Oh yeah.
And then
we had
it's not even close.
We had a fight last year.
No, y'all didn't.
Yeah.
Shit.
Y'all season the AFC Championship, so
that's because we got the best quarterback in football. Never mind.
And then, like I said, now they have to address the O-line, which they'll probably do that in the draft. If they don't, if Travis, I know the temptation is to maybe you want to draft Travis Hunter. What up, Hype?
Hype, what up with it?
How else will Hype available? Shout out to podcast Link Philly in the house. Yeah, giving them a 3-year deal, I get why they did. Like Mark said, they had to overpay. They had this cap. They had the money they had to spend, and that was the only way you're gonna keep him from going back to Buffalo or maybe.
Well, it said it was 3 teams interested in him: the Buffalo, the Jets, and Patriots.
Well, clearly, there's only 2 teams that would have been worth going to, and they were all obviously all 3 of those teams are in the AFC East. Might as well throw the Dolphins in there. Just do the whole quartet. But obviously, whatever. Let's see how he comes back from this ACL. Clearly, he's probably not going to be right during training camp. So you probably don't get much from him this year, depending on how his recovery is. But next year, obviously, it's more like a 2-year deal, so they'll probably not have a high number for him, cap number for him next year, and see if and then maybe they'll agree to another deal down the line, restructuring. AC said he'll still be upset and bringing this drama. Sam said the Giants signing Wilson and Jameis makes no sense. Perfect sense. It makes sense. I understand. I definitely understand signing Jameis because obviously Jameis, if you have another quarterback, he's the perfect backup forgive you, that'll help you get through a couple games.
I think both of them good for 8 games.
Exactly. If Russell Wilson is selling off, you're gonna go to Jameis. So I can understand, and they're both not high, and you didn't break the bank. Russell Wilson's only got 10 and a half guaranteed, and Jameis is only at 8. So that's $18 million into 2 veteran quarterbacks.
That can both play.
Would you have to pay that twice? Yes. Times 2 for like a guy like Aaron Rodgers. Go ahead, Nick.
How is that a bad move when last year they had Danny DeVito and Daniel Jones at quarterback?
Andrew Luck.
Terrible. That both Jameis Winston would go over. If he was over there last year, he would have undoubtedly been the starter. That's terrible.
Both of them. Both of them would have been the starter.
Dog. They might have had the only quarterback room that was worse than ours. They might have been the only ones that had a worse quarterback room than us.
Yeah, I don't understand. I didn't understand that quarterback room last year, but obviously Saquon made up for a lot of that the year before. And obviously, clearly, we all knew Daniel Jones wasn't worth nothing. And Tommy DeVito, he's what he is. He's a third string quarterback. And I lived the Drew Lock experience in Denver.
And he's the Penguin.
Or I would say, or that's funny.
Fam.
He was the Penguin.
Fam.
DeVito was the Penguin.
Yeah.
Fam, you good?
What's his name? Oswald?
Yeah.
He said Oswald. You said Oswald Cockapot?
Yeah.
Wasn't that Danny DeVito's? Wasn't that the Penguin's name in Batman Returns?
All right, man. Y'all need to relax, man.
Where was Robin at? Was he the cock in the pot?
No, Robin wasn't in. Yo, chill, dude. Robin wasn't in Batman Returns. He was in Batman Forever.
I bet he was in Batman Forever.
Yo, that's wild.
Wait, didn't Prince do that soundtrack?
Huh? Are you saying that?
Didn't Prince do that? What that the Prince soundtrack?
No, that was the first. Hey, chill, Nick. That was the first Batman.
He had the chaps on too.
Batman had the same.
No. Yeah, okay. Hey, that nigga had them chaps on doing that air dance he was doing. Hey. Hey, that nigga Prince should have paid somebody to delete all that footage off the out of the world. That should have never hit the internet ever again.
Man, John set that alley right up when he said he was in Batman Forever.
He sure did. It's all John's fault.
Blame the black guy. I'm sure you're right why they called him the Boy Wonder, but that's a whole nother conversation.
I don't. That's Batman business. Wait, was all Batman?
Mark fan.
All right. Sorry, my bad.
What's Robert's name?
Nah, John. Okay, John doing this shit on purpose now.
They made me think about it. It's really
did John just say that nigga dick was great?
No, I did not say that. You sick freak.
Wait a fucking minute. John,
didn't Batman live in the cave with the
Phil, Mark. Phil.
Just question. Y'all think he killed his parents so he can get Batman to himself? Oh shit. Hold on.
Yo, I'm done.
Yeah.
Now we just
all right.
He want to see what his penny was worth.
He was trying to dance with the devil in the pale moonlight.
Wait, what the hell just happened? You know what? Oh. I'm cool.
Shout out to Jack Nicholson.
This is all John's fault. All of this is John's fault. We was told to say something because you brought up Batman for no apparent reason.
I didn't bring up Batman. Mark brought up Batman, dog.
You brought the Penguin.
I brought up the Penguin. We brought up
That's
the Penguin.
crazy.
No one mentioned Batman.
Pause.
We talking about the Penguin. No.
Yeah, Butler. Oh yeah, Butler. Yeah, that's what the old man was doing to Batman.
Give him his Pennyworth.
And then adopted a little boy. Wait, that's where Neverland started? All right, come on, John.
I knew that joke was on the way. I knew it.
Hey,
something is really wrong.
Didn't Michael Jackson say Batman was his favorite superhero?
Yo, calm down. We're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. Calm down. All right, man. Oh boy, I can't stand y'all sometimes, man. Mike Tannenbaum has a mic. We got a couple of mock drafts to talk about before we get to calling out names.
Whatever they did to Robin was unnecessary, dog. That man ain't been the same since.
He got his shit killed by the Joker.
Or Two-Face.
He met a Two-Face?
Two Faces. Can you take two at a time?
By the way, why was Two-Face's last name Dent?
Harvey Dent.
Harvey,
that was bad. That was Two-Face's name.
Y'all get back on topic because Batman didn't play with no ball except for Robin.
Yo, Nate, you gotta relax.
What?
I'm not putting that on the camera, dog. Pause.
What? Oh, okay. Only John Simon's about to happen.
You just feel like this.
You better hope not.
something was on Two-Face.
No.
So I'm not going to put the comment up there. All right.
Wait, what? Did she post? Never mind.
All right. Back to the show. Mike Tannenbaum's latest mock draft. So Cam Ward won to Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
He has Travis Hunter going number 2 to the Browns.
I don't like that move for the Browns at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. It makes no sense. Great as he is, it makes no sense.
Travis Hunter
I don't like that. I
don't like that move. Abdul Carter.
You know what?
Yep.
You know what? You're right. But that seems like such a Brown thing to do to take Travis Hunter.
We support the Browns.
That's racist.
Well, not the ones in Cleveland.
That's racist.
Well, certain parts of Cleveland.
Nice Browns up there.
Well, certain parts of Cleveland. I got family out there.
Yeah, I know somebody. We got somebody from Cleveland. Shout out to Akron. You heard?
Yeah. Shout out to the land. He has the Giants taking Mason Graham from Michigan.
What? That high?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hell no.
He updated this draft after Russell Wilson got signed with the Giants.
So this is fresh.
Yeah, this is literally like a few hours. He released the draft first this morning, and then he updated it right when the news broke about Russell Wilson. All right, he has Armand Nimbu from Missouri going to the Patriots, so that addressed their online. Yo, I didn't say that, Tig. Relax.
Wait. He got them drafted who?
The tackle from Missouri.
No, he's not better than the nigga from LSU. Hell no.
He has Abdul Carter going number 5 to Jacksonville.
Why would they draft him?
This is Tannenbaum. We'll get to the real one, Bucky Butcher.
Wait, wasn't he the Jets GM?
Yes, and the Giants and the Dolphins. No,
that nigga's an idiot. Go ahead.
He still has y'all taking Ashton Jeanty.
I think that's a consensus pick.
He has Will Campbell going to the Jets.
Of course he does.
March boy Jalen Walker going to Carolina. March boy Michael Williams going to the Saints. And then he has a mock trade. He has the Steelers moving up to 10 to trade with the Chicago Bears and taking Shedeur.
I can see that happening.
And where he has my Broncos. He has my Broncos taking Amarion Hampton from North Carolina. So,
the running back, he's good. I hope y'all don't draft him.
And then Paul Nick posted in the comments, he has the Bills taking Emeka Aduba.
He is good. He is good. He was supposed to come out the draft last year, but they convinced him to stay extra year. He is good.
But the freshman, they said the freshman wide receiver, he was to come out now. He was the number 1 pick.
Oh yeah, of course. Jeremiah Smith, he wouldn't be number 1 overall pick. He's very good though.
Sam said, now I see why Tannenbaum has not been hired by as a GM since the Jets and the Dolphins.
He didn't do shit for them either. Nigga,
I
sorry.
don't know what he did. I mean, all he did was pay Revis.
Yeah, like that was such a difficult thing. Yeah, let's go ahead and sign the best corner in the league.
Yeah.
Precursor for calling out names. Precursor for calling out names.
Speaking of, yeah, we're gonna talk about that cornerback.
Well, that's what say that for calling out names.
Oh, I got you, bro. I got you. I'm trying to find where Bucky Brooks' latest mock is at. Mock draft, right? Oh,
Enjoy Taylor.
Not that was Acho. Or trying to be. So
peanut butter complexion.
I guarantee you Paul tried to smash. Paul Pierce?
No, he didn't probably. That nigga did.
All right, so Bucky Brooks from NFL Network, he has Cam going 1. He got Shador going 2. He got Travis Hunter going 3. And he said this was before the Giants signed Russell Wilson. So he has Abdul Carter going 4 to the Patriots, Mason Graham 5 to the Jags, Ashton Genty to the Raiders at 6, Tyler Warren, the tight end from Penn State, going 7 to the Jets.
No.
Jay Walker 8 to the Panthers. Will Campbell staying in Louisiana, going to the Saints, and then he has Mario going to the Bears. He has my Broncos taking. Wow, I didn't even heard this name in the first round. What? Travion Henderson, the running back from Ohio State.
Y'all would be extremely overdrafted if y'all draft him in the first round.
By the way, Bucky Brooks has Jackson Dart going to the Steelers at 21.
I'm not surprised, John. If y'all draft him, that is a super reach.
I better not either. We can get him. We can definitely easily get him.
Yeah, I'm about to say that could be a day 3 pick for sure.
Pretty much. And Marky has y'all taking Kenneth Grant from Michigan.
Oh, the other B tackle.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Saints would love that. I was gonna say I'm like Noodle. When did you start becoming a Saints fan? I like it. Yo, it's
he ain't gonna do that.
I don't know.
Shaq.
I don't know.
Nigga, as long as Shaq don't put his big crusty ass feet on camera, I don't care.
God, I
don't need that image in my head.
I envisioned something else Nick was about to say, and I was about to walk off the set.
Dog, that nigga Shaq made too much money for that nigga feet to look that crazy. I can't even say what other type of feet Shaq got because I'll flip around and get the show canceled.
All right, so
what we gonna call our names?
We're getting there. We're gonna talk about cornerback talk. But on the mock draft talk, what do y'all make of? Where do y'all really want y'all teams to focus in the draft?
I'm not if the receiver from Ohio State there, I'm not mad at us taking him. But if he's not there, defense again, defense one more time.
I'm gonna keep it real, Mark. Like for y'all have a good enough quarterback to where y'all don't have to like really address that in the first round. Like y'all can literally address that. Y'all can address that in the third round. And the reason why I say that is because y'all got Shakur over there. Y'all just paid him. So it's no matter who y'all draft, at least for this year, he's gonna be the number 1 guy. So y'all don't have to really reach for a receiver like that. Y'all can wait. If somebody good in the second round falls to y'all, that's cool. Y'all can draft the best available in the third round. That'd be cool, but I don't think that y'all really need to, because I think that y'all have other, like you said, on the defensive side that could be addressed before that.
Yep, I agree with that. But if that receiver, if he's there, he's the best. Because I think that he might be the second best receiver in the draft.
Strong possibility.
Borderline, him and Duke from Arizona. If he falls to us, dog, like I said, I'm not mad at him taking him. Me personally, I would rather see if we can get one of the edge rushers or one to be tackling. Or if the corner from Michigan is still there. I doubt if he still is.
Oh man, yeah, that nigga's nice. He's he got comparisons to John Boy.
PS2.
Yep, that's his draft comparison.
Yeah,
I'm like this. If we can get a Marion Hampton, obviously Genty gonna be gone, or if we can get T-Mac from Arizona, I'm cool with that. Otherwise, just definitely go find another edge rusher. I mean, you can never have too many of those. Never have too many of those.
Yeah, for sure. Like, especially like not like that. Like y'all don't have a guy that's like, well, what's his name is a good pass rusher, but like not like that. Y'all don't have no like super elite pass rusher. So it's not like you'd be like, all right, we could just chill on that position. If it's available, go ahead and just snatch that motherfucker on up.
It's different win now mode, folks. Look, we got one playoff game first where we can say we in win now mode. But I think we're in a mode where we shouldn't be. Where making the playoffs is not making the playoffs is inexcusable. We got the talent on defense. We clearly. Let's see how Bo does in year 2. Now that they got film on him, just keep putting the right weapons around him. I love the Evan Ingram acquisition.
I hate it.
Why, you wanted them on the Raiders?
Hell no, I want them to wait for the AFC West.
yeah, that kid is talented. I like that move. And then obviously we'll see what happens with us getting Greenlaw and Funga from San Francisco, as long as they stay healthy.
Yep. I think I like those pickups for you.
As long as they stay healthy. I mean, outside of that, there's nothing else I can really say, but let's just stay healthy. All right. We're gonna have a nice segment on this. What's up, Nick?
I think for the at least for the Raiders,
and whoever,
obviously we need to address the offensive side of the ball. Pedro Pearson, that would be good.
You ain't got to tell me, Sam. That's my guy.
Yeah, that nigga's nice.
You ain't got to tell me. That's my
the
guy.
Raiders.
Let's go.
The Raiders need to address the offensive side of the ball in the draft, because I think that they need to get younger on that side of the ball. I think we're solid enough on the defensive side to work with what we have. I like the additions that we got. We got guys who can pretty much play at the same level as the guys that we let leave, and they're cheaper options. Mm-hmm. So that's how you build a team. You get the best options you can at the best price you can. If you can, I should say that. If you can get you the best options at a very good price, go ahead and do it. I don't think we really overpaid for nobody. Our defense is going to be definitely different next year because people are going to be healthy. Christian Wilkins wasn't healthy. Then that definitely, you could definitely see the difference from what the defense looked like when he was playing compared to when they weren't playing. It was definitely like night and day.
Right.
So, obviously the quarterback position is going to be addressed. It's already been addressed right now, but for the future wise, it needs to be addressed. Like you said, get a guy second, third round, or maybe we don't draft a quarterback this year and just wait until next year. That could be an option too.
I can see that.
I doubt that, but I wouldn't be mad at that because let's say, for example, this would be crazy. Let's say, for example, it's like pick number 29 comes around. The Raiders already drafted Jency, and let's say for some random reason, John, your boy T Mac is still available.
Right.
Let's say shit, the Raiders could trade that second pick or something with combo so they can move into the first round to draft somebody. You never know. We've seen crazier things happen. You know, we gonna have the number 6 pick in the second round. That's basically an extension of the first round. The first like 10 picks in the second round. Those are a bunch of guys that's left over that could have been drafted in the first. You know, that's basically right there, 9 out of 10. So I think that we definitely need to address the offensive side in the draft. And I think drafting Jency would be a good move. I don't will you trade? It'll change your man. Don't nobody wants Deshaun Watson, but Cleveland, and I don't think y'all want him. Y'all dealing because y'all have no choice. But yeah, that's what I would do. Like I'm cool with what we doing. I gotta trust the process. We got guys up over there who actually know what they're doing. So that's actually different for me to realize to deal with my team because I'm used to dealing with a bunch of people that don't know what they're doing or some people that I hope know what they're doing. So, you know, I gotta trust Spy Tech. I gotta trust Tom. I gotta trust Pete. Everybody's on the same page with Mark Davis. When everybody's on the same page, that's when things start becoming special.
I 100% agree with you, brother. All right. He said, I don't want Sanders or Carter. Y'all gonna get Abdul Carter, Paco. I think
y'all getting Abdul Carter. Y'all gonna have a hell of a defense that don't make the playoffs every year. And it ain't gonna be y'all fault. Y'all could be good and still out the playoffs in y'all division because y'all division is so fucking stacked.
So yeah, we'll talk more of that. We can go to the draft. But it's time for the final segment of the show. It's open invitation. It's never duplicated. We're doing it early because we got a lot to discuss. We got a lot to discuss on tonight and a lot of people to call out. And ladies and gentlemen, it is time for calling out names. I will lead off. Obviously, y'all know we weren't here on Friday. We were in Vegas for March Madness. Me and Mark were. And man.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy didn't have such a good weekend. I can't say the same for my brothers. They all hit on their parlays. Well, who was the one guy that went 0 for 6?
Wait, what? John, you went 0 for 6?
0 for 6 on my parlays. Mark hit, Josh hit, Fat hit, Jamie, Will, Bass, everybody hit. What? Me.
Oh, that sucks. 0 for 6 is crazy.
And you know who you are. UC San Diego, Drake, St. John's. I'm just naming a few of you.
Yeah. Trunks is right. 0 for is crazy.
Basketball, UCLA, Lady Boys.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I can only get at least on one card. I ain't actually go 50% from the field. I'm trying to go 50% from the field. I get at least 1 or 2. I live with that because, heck, but I went over. That's like how I felt.
Yes.
That's like how I felt, dude. I was like, man, I was defeated.
Yeah, man, that's bad. I ain't gonna lie to you, John. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, I stunk. All right, next call out. And I think we all agree on this one. I think this is a United calling out names right now.
Mm-hmm.
Your man Glenn Rivers. Doc Rivers did an interview with Mark Spears of The Athletic. And he said this. It's unfair criticism for saying says he gets unfair criticism for blowing 3-1 leads and doesn't get enough credit for getting the 3 wins.
Oh, you waiting for me?
He coached. You're the only one who had to coach one of your squad, so.
Oh, wait on me? All right, cool.
Let me go first. I got it.
Go ahead, because, yeah. Oh, this, oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Let me go first.
Yes.
Doc Rivers, you have the most Game 7 losses by a coach in NBA history. And this don't even date back to all the stuff in Boston with the Clippers, with Philly, even around Milwaukee. This also goes back to your time in Orlando when y'all were up 3-1 on the Pistons, and that team who went on to win the championship that year basically was like, you know what? We gonna hit the freeway on these dudes and win these next 3 games. On a team that had T-Mac and Grant Hill. Let's not forget about how you fumbled the bag with Tim Duncan. That's a whole separate conversation. But to say that you don't get credit for getting 3 wins, you're supposed to. What are you talking about? You don't get credit for getting the 3 wins. No, this isn't 3 out of 5 like when we were growing up as kids. And the first round, you win 3 games and you move on to the best of 7. Nah, fam. Doc Rivers, you gotta shut up, bro. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let Mark go, and then Nick is gonna. I'm gonna let Nick have
mine is quick. I've been saying Glock. Somebody use a Glock. That Glenn Rivers is overrated.
Yes, he can.
Change. I've been calling him the white Thibodeau. No, he won't ever change. He's overrated coach, but people like him. He's a good guy, so that's the reason why people don't talk about him. But this mentality he had, saying that, I understand now why. I understand now why he loses 3-1 league.
Loser.
But go ahead, Nick.
All right. I've calmed myself down a little bit from when John first talked about it. But let's just break this down. You mean to tell me you want to get credit for winning 3 games in a losing series? Let me break down how crazy that sounds. Dog, you were up 3-1. I'm talking about. I'm not gonna go over. I'm gonna talk about the tenure with the Clippers. I'm gonna talk about this. The first time we were up 3-1 against the Houston Rockets, our team had we had figured out how to stop James Harden in that series because James Harden did not have a good series against us. Dwight Howard did not have a good series against us. You know who had a good series against us? Jason Terry and Josh Smith. Them two, we were up 3-1. The next game, we were up by, I think it was almost 20 in the third quarter. All of a sudden, Josh Smith started hitting 3-pointers. Then Jason Terry started hitting 3-pointers. And God is my witness. I hit the homie B-Fin up. I said, dog, we are not about to talk to B-Fin. I was like, dog, we are not about to win this series. You know what he told me? He said, you are tripping. I said, no, I am not. I know sports. I know when somebody has been defeated. I know when somebody has figured something out. They figured out something.
When Meta got the putback off the Kobe air ball, we're going to finish closing that out. You don't respond. You don't bounce back from nothing that missed.
Hell no. John, we was up by almost 20 and lost that game by almost 20. And guess what happened the next game? They whooped our ass the next game. Guess what happened the game after that one? They whooped our ass that game too. The next series where this happens, oh Lord have mercy. The bubble.
Against Denver.
We are up 3-1 against Denver. Now, there was some other stuff going on. Yes. Did players not want to be there? Yes. But you as the coach are supposed to understand all that and rally the troops so that shit like that doesn't matter so that you can win. That is part of your coaching. That is part of you being a good coach. You lost your team that series. You did not make no adjustments to basically Jamal Murray and Joker doing pick and roll the whole damn time. That's all they were doing. They were doing pick and roll, and guess what? When we guarded them, guess what they did? They kicked the ball out to Michael Porter Jr. and he make a damn jumper. Michael Porter Jr. played his best playoff series that series. No lie. So, what's the common denominator? Doc Rivers, when it comes to these pressure situations, you do not do these freaking in-game adjustments. You do not do in-game adjustments at all. If you can't do in-game adjustments as a coach, you will get fired. Ask David Black. David Black could not do the in-game adjustments at the NBA level, despite his team being like 20 games above 500, and they fired his ass. You gotta do in-game adjustments, player. And for you to say something as stupid like that, that just shows that the Clippers not taking it to the next level was more so on you than the players. That's all I have to say about that one. And you're the reason why we couldn't get no love in LA because your stupid ass covered up the damn Lakers banners and all that. That was the one time that was the only time that the Clippers could have got some type of support from LA. And you ruined it because you don't want to see that big ass banner that showed that your stupid ass lost against them every time you played. You freaking idiot. I hate Glenn Rivers. Get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
Stupid ass. Go ahead,
John. The last person we're calling out is Asante Samuel. The last person we're calling out is one Asante Samuel Sr. Asante Samuel Sr.
Oh boy.
Long time cornerback. Of course, played with the Patriots, played with the Eagles, won a Super Bowl. His son now, Asante Jr., was with the Chargers last year. Currently still a free agent, by the way. He should be in Buffalo, but hey. But recently, Asante Sr. has been going at one primetime Sanders. He is going on this crusade to prove that he's a better cornerback than Deion Sanders. And it started with this post. It all started when Deion was on NFL Network trying to show Bucky Brooks the T-step, which is a cornerback drill. And Asante Samuel told him that he doesn't know what he's doing. I'm paraphrasing. Right. So they here and posted this graphic. Deion Sanders in the games.
Yeah. That is crazy. Go ahead, John.
So he posts this graphic, 188 games. Deion Sanders has 53 interceptions, 5 in the playoffs, and won 2 Super Bowls. While he brings up in 153 games, he has 51 interceptions, 7 playoff interceptions, and has won 2 Super Bowls. Now, Shannon Sharp, who Leon is obviously good friends with Deion, he came to Deion's defense. I don't need to play the clip.
Obviously, if y'all know, it was on Nightcap the other night, and he said no one will ever put Asante Samuel and Deion Sanders in the same category. Asante Samuel heard that. Now I'm just gonna play it. It's a 3-minute clip, so I'm just gonna play the first minute, and then we just gonna have at it. This is Asante Samuel Sr. responding to what Shannon Sharp said on Nightcap.
Mr. Shannon Sharp, y'all think I'm just supposed to sit here and believe that Deion Sanders, aka Prime Time, is the greatest corner to ever live, and basically no one could ever be better than him? That's basically what y'all want me to believe, that he's the greatest corner to ever live, and nobody shows proof of anything in the past, in the history, his stats. You could show some highlights of what he did, and it looks pretty and whatnot. Yeah, I give him that. But y'all want me to believe he's the greatest player to ever live and the greatest cornerback to ever live, and nobody can ever be better than him? Man, get the fuck out of here, man. I'm from Lauderdale. I don't know where everybody else from, but I'm from Lauderdale. We don't get down like that. This ain't about respect. This ain't about big names. I'm simply comparing best seasons. And if you want to talk about T-breaks and technique, I'm telling you what the hell the best technique is for everybody. If you're not T-breaking, you're not getting to the ball faster than anybody else. That's T-breaking. You're probably coming up an inch short because it's a game of inches. T-break is known for a fact. Shannon Sharp, Mr. Shannon Sharp, y'all think I'm just supposed to sit here and believe that?
Love you, bro.
What he's saying is correct. The actual what he's breaking down about the skill of it, which you should be doing, that's for most corners.
Yeah.
That don't go for everybody. That's like when somebody try to tell Kobe the proper way of doing something. Kobe don't fit in that category where everybody's going to do.
Right.
Jordan didn't do that. Don't need to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like this is different when you're talking about these dudes.
Did they freeze?
All right, we back. Oh, the Wi-Fi went out. Let me say this. Let me say this, and I'm gonna let you have it, Nick.
Mark got to re-say what he said. Nobody heard it.
All right, go ahead, Mark. What I said. Oh well, Mark got more to say about this, but let me say what I'm gonna say first.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I hope you're watching. Asante Samuel, you were a baller. Whether it was with the Eagles, with the Patriots, you were a baller. But the lasting image people have of you is dropping an interception in the Super Bowl. They were calling you Asante Buckner. And everything Mark was saying was right about technique when it comes to teaching cornerbacks proper technique and of how to defend and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Let's chill with that didn't have to matter for prime time. By the way, Trunks is AT&T, it's not Spectrum. Relax.
No.
Okay. Go ahead, Nick. And then Mark. Yo, who said that, man?
That's the noise Robin was making.
Yo, you all right, man?
Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy. Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead, Nick, and then Mark, you finish up.
All right, so let's break this down a little bit. So, what Asante Samuel is basically saying is that because if he's comparing himself, saying that he's better than Deion Sanders, then he's saying that he thinks that he's the best corner of all time. Now, let me break down how wrong he is in his comparisons to Deion Sanders. He puts his numbers up, right?
Oh, Nick about to say what I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm. So here's the thing about numbers. They say numbers never lie. Numbers do lie sometimes.
Yes, they do.
I'll give you a prime example. If you look at Kawhi Leonard's numbers for his career, Kawhi Leonard I think he has less career points than Andrew Wiggins. There's no way in fuck that Andrew Wiggins is better than Kawhi Leonard. Now, this is another thing that he's not putting into perspective. He's putting all this up there. There's a lot of gray area in what he's saying. Because first and foremost, dog, you show that your interception numbers and all that shit are similar, blah, blah, blah. This. All right, they are similar. But guess what? More than half of Deion Sanders' career, people were trying to avoid throwing the ball to him.
That's the point I was going to make.
He did all that while people not throwing the ball to him.
You know what's the saying? What they say about a cornerback? Well, like I was watching the Broncos game. I didn't lose when the last Lions played the Chargers before we hired Sean Payton. It was like, well, we ain't heard Patrick Surtain's name all day. There's a reason, and it was like, yeah, and my guy
that's a great thing.
And if Network said, there's a reason for that. There's a reason you didn't hear Darrell Reeves' name all day. There's a reason you didn't hear Champ Bailey's name all day. There's a reason you didn't hear Charles Woodson's name all day. There's a reason you didn't hear Rob Woodson's name all day. When you are that great, they don't test you. You asked me twice?
And I can name a couple more. He's not better than Ty Law.
Not.
I'm about to say he's like the best cornerback in Patriots history.
Come on, man.
He wasn't better than Darryl Green.
No.
Let's knock it all the way off. But I mean, of course, I get you're not gonna just say, yeah, somebody's better than me, but you can also sit out certain conversations.
No. My thing is this. Like, dog, you wasn't even the best corner when you played. There was no time throughout his career where he was the best corner in the league.
No.
No way.
A lot of people thought he was the product of the Patriots defense.
And that would have been true, but he had about three good years in Philly.
Right.
And after that, he was done. He started getting torched. You weren't good enough to make the transition to safety.
Mm-hmm.
So once your days at corner were done, you were done.
Yeah, you weren't better than Brian Dawkins.
No. Well, no, that's safety. Of course, he can be better than him. But like he was like dog. Like
come on, man.
He was never better than Charles Woodson. He wasn't better than Ty Law. You weren't better than Darrell Revis. Like, come on, man. Like, dog. I've never heard anybody say that he was the best corner in the league that wasn't a fan of the team he played on.
Well,
and I ain't never heard them say it.
He in the league same time as Champ Bailey and Charles Woodson. He was never the best cornerback in the league.
Never. Dog, the best he could do is probably get 4.
We can go down. We just named down a list right now. Let's run this list again, and let's think how many quarterbacks before we get to Asante Samuel. Dion.
Oh, we'll get to a lot.
Rod Woodson.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Charles Woodson.
Yes.
Revis.
Mm-hmm.
Law. Mm-hmm. That's 7 right there.
Mel Blunt from back in the day.
Mel Blunt. That's 8.
Shit. That nigga ain't better than shit. That nigga, is he better than Patrick Peterson?
No. That's 9 right there. That's
what I'm saying. Like, come on, bro. Like, you sound crazy. This nigga's tripping. Like, dog. Hey, look, nigga, he wasn't better than that nigga wasn't better than Nandi when Nandi was the man.
There was, like we just said, there was never a point in his career where he was the number 1 DB in the league. When you were in, that was at a golden era of quarterbacks.
Yeah, like come on, bro. Like,
come on, man. What are we talking about? Go ahead, Bart.
The reason why I don't really go off numbers is, do both of y'all remember that year when Terrence Newman led the league in interceptions?
Exactly.
And he wasn't nowhere near close to Darrell Revis.
Never.
Hey, Mark, you ain't got to go that far back down. You ain't got to go that far down the line. You remember when Trayvon Diggs led the league in interceptions?
Oh shit! Yeah. Yep.
And gave up 1,500 yards.
Come on, man. What are we talking about, man?
Come on, bro. Like, it's just.
Don't forget Sam Madison. We ain't even better than Sertains. Come on, man.
I was about to say, was he better than Antoine Winfield Jr.?
He wasn't better. He wasn't better than Antoine. Was he better than Antoine Winfield? Hell no, he was better than Antoine Winfield.
He was better than senior. He dang sure better. Come on, man. What are you talking about, man?
Yeah.
But again, get the fuck out of here. You had a really good year, Asante Samuel. I hope your son goes somewhere in Buffalo. But you just you and Prime shouldn't be mentioned in the same breath.
No.
At all.
Let that conversation go. I get this also a Fort Myers versus Fort Lauderdale situation. I'm saying Deion's from Fort Myers, you're from Fort Lauderdale.
I don't give a fuck.
But you're not better than Deion Sanders.
I don't give a fuck from the opposite block.
You're not. That's what you want to make it about Fort. Like he the best. No, you're not, bro. You're not.
That don't matter.
None. Don't bring up territory, bro. You're not better than Deion, and we're done.
Hey, what they said. Half of the world is covered by water. The other half is covered by Deion.
Yeah.
71% of the world is covered by water. The other 29% is covered by Deion Sanders.
Yep. We've never heard that about you or something. So again, man, I hope someday you do get the credit you deserve. But no,
there was a reason the Raiders were going to overpay. We're going to break the bank for Deion before he went to the Cowboys. And then 3 years
Lord,
later,
I wish I would have happened.
And 2 years later,
John, why did you say that? John. You just destroyed the show.
Sorry.
Mark, nigga, wait, nigga, Deion in '98 when Charles Woodson fresh out of Michigan.
Yeah.
Oh, nigga.
Jerry's football life. When he
nigga.
Mark just left the show. When Deion said on Jerry, y'all offered him more money than the Cowboys. But Jerry sold him on being on the brand about the on him and the Cowboys brand, and that's how he ended up. Y'all would have had Charles Woodson in '98.
Bruh. In '98. Hold on, my nigga. Let me look at our rest of our roster from '98. Go ahead, John.
Just leave y'all defense in '98. Marcus literally left the show. Marcus literally just left the show right now. Oh, man, that would have been insane. Deion and Charles Woodson in the same secondary.
Do y'all not understand how that's two of my favorite cornerbacks who've ever touched the football field?
And look, and that was the first year that John Gruden was coaching.
Oh God.
Oh, Mark, your boy was on the roster during that time, Napoleon Kaufman.
Hey yo.
Yeah, don't talk about that guy.
Yeah, he was cool people, but he just kept taking my family's spot, man.
Yeah.
Nigga, everyone had Eric Allen. Wait, hold on, my nigga. Hold on.
Oh hell no! Y'all had Eric. That's y'all had Eric Allen at that time,
bro. Dog, Mark.
Come on, bro.
Mark. Nigga, ain't no way.
What Eric
Dog.
Allen? You talking about that Eric Allen that went to like Southwest Community College?
Not
right?
that. No, Eric, Pro Football Hall of Fame inductee Eric Allen, who was with the Eagles and the Raiders.
Six-time Pro Bowler Eric Allen.
It's the Big Six, Eric Allen. Come on, man. That would have been insane.
The hell with this.
All right, we get up out of here.
Said the hell with this. That would have been crazy.
And Eric Allen.
Stop saying that. Stop saying that, John.
That's insane, man.
I don't know. That's on the same level as Jordan.
Wait. Eric Allen.
That's insane.
Wait. No. Wait, time out. It might have been Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson as a nickelback?
When he first came into the league, yeah.
Fam. All right. Nah, this is crazy.
Sam said, what Napoleon Kaufman do to y'all?
No, he hated on Mark's family. That's all.
Hey, Sam, he took my relative spot every place he played at the University of Washington, and when he got to the Raiders. So it's family beef for Napoleon Kaufman, but he cool though. He was good people.
All right.
Oh my God, dog! That was the year we had Darryl Russell and Lance Johnson. Oh my God, our defense would have been crazy. Man, our defense would have been crazy.
All right, let's get up out of here. All right, we gonna get up out of here. That's calling out names. Programming note. We'll let you know about Friday. Daddy duties might be occurring. So
yes, I won't be here Friday.
Mark will be here, and now I might be on some daddy duty stuff on Friday. So
man, fuck it. We'll just save it till Tuesday.
We'll see. But I gotta see because Sophie under the weather right now, so I need to know how she's feeling before Friday. So
okay.
But yeah, we're gonna talk. We'll revisit. We'll talk for Sweet 16 on. Sweet 16 will be on during the show. We'll obviously look ahead to the women's Sweet 16. Obviously now the USC doesn't have JuJu. Look ahead to their matchup and UConn's matchup and South Carolina's matchup and obviously the latest in the NBA and the latest in the NFL. We're a month away from the draft. Yeah, next month, Trunks.
John,
what?
What's crazier? Hakeem and Jordan almost being on the team, or Shaq and Jordan?
Wait. They still got Robin too?
Yeah. This is the 72-10 Bulls.
Wait. So it would have been
Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, Shaq, and whoever.
They don't lose again.
And Ron Harper?
Yeah, and Ron.
Who coach is still there? Huh?
Who coach is still there? You move Luke Longley to backup center. You probably get rid of Bill Winnington. Or you trade Luke Longley.
That team might have been 70.
80-0, 82-0.
Hey, now, they might have lost
80-2.
They might have lost 2 games at the end of the season when they said everybody.
Fam.
That's insane, man.
That shit literally would have been Shaq and Kobe on steroids.
And I do want everybody to stop with this. Jordan would have never teamed up with anybody.
Y'all was to the Knicks.
You know, he said he would have took a pay cut. He would have took a pay cut to go play with Larry, but we don't get into that.
That don't matter.
We're 7 up. We go back Tuesday. Make sure you subscribe to Sports4U Podcast on YouTube. Follow us on X, Instagram, and TikTok at Sports4U Podcast. Follow me at John Watson 0984 on X, Instagram, and TikTok. Follow Nick on Instagram, X, and TikTok at 99Gorilla. Follow Mark on Instagram at HighMark1 on X. No Rules tomorrow night, 7:30. Mark Ill Will. Myself, Sports4U Wrestling, 7:15 with me and Trail. The Island of DWE will be in the house. Shout out to Boss Lady.
The Island of DICK?
DWE. Shout out to Boss Lady in Miami. They'll be on the show tomorrow. And
it's gonna be cold.
Yo, you good? And shout out to everybody watching. And we'll see y'all. We'll let you, and we'll just follow us on social. We'll let y'all know about Friday. And now we'll see y'all Tuesday. But this has been another great episode of Sports4U.
And merch too. Hit us up about merch.
Yes. You see Sports4U track fit. If y'all have and send your tip pics to Dick.
No, he said show someone your titties. Don't hate.
That's hate.
Someone he's talking about is himself. I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah.
That's hate. We're not doing that. He meant somebody, anybody in particular. It can be your man. It can be somebody that you mess with.
Now that was hate.
Sports4U tracksuits available right now. Order at Sports4U Podcast on X.
Oh no, we got some other hate.
Oh no,
no, and that person don't call their name too. You a hating ass nigga, dog. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, we'll be up out of here Friday, and now we'll see you Tuesday. This has been Sports4U. I'm John. That's Mark. That's Nick Freeze.
Don't send nobody no tickets if you ain't got no big areolas.
What he just said.
Keep them to yourself.
And we'll be back when we see y'all. Peace out.
Hopefully.